Hey everybody, welcome to the 1804 show, chapter 2. You already know who I am, so I'm back with another episode of 1804 history. Yeah, sorry that it took me so long to come back, but I wasn't coming back on here without no haircut, so hopefully everybody can understand that, but like I said, I really been doing my research and really wanted to make this episode special because it really hit me hard when it comes to children. And a lot of people don't really understand or don't get the concept of how dangerous it was back in them days of the civil rights movement when it came down to children. And I just wanted to, first off, thank everybody who've been supporting me, who've been supporting the mixtape, supporting the movement. It's not easy to, do your dream and to do a show and everything. So just want to thank everybody who's supporting and who's donating to the Cashapp and showing me love and giving me nothing but good, positive feedback. I thank y'all. Shout out to the viewers as well. But tonight, we're going to talk about the bombing on the 16th Street Baptist Church and what pretty much led to it and how dangerous it was living in Birmingham, Alabama in those times, and talk about the also two little boys who got murdered around the same day, pretty much. Not even that far from each other, far apart. So we gonna just talk about some things, because I know a lot of y'all are raising teenagers, who got kids who's teenagers or grandchildren that's teenagers. So just know that, when it came down to anybody can get it, everybody got it. There was no exceptions. And it's just a lot of us today, we don't appreciate the people who paved the way enough. And I just think that it's time that we just show our appreciation for the people who, took that risk and had water hoses sprayed on them and who lost their lives over something so senseless, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, this is really a hard story because these kids was innocent. And just imagine you going to church on a Sunday morning, not knowing that your life is going to be taken by three racists, three cowards, three punk ass motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? All because they wanted to send in a message to anybody who was demonstrating, anybody who was registering to vote, or just, trying to fight for equal rights. And that's what it all was about, was just equal rights. But, 5 people lost their lives that day, September 15th, 1963. And I just wish that, they talk more about the boys, because the boys were people too. They have families. And one of them was 16, Johnnie Robinson, and the other one was Virgil Ware, who was 13 years old. And they got killed. One got shot in the back, Johnnie, who was 16 years old, and the other one got shot in the chest twice, Virgil, who was 13 years old. And to this day, their killers hasn't been caught. And I can't imagine losing like one of my nieces and nephew to senseless violence. And we just have to understand that this could happen to any of us. It's still going on to this day. You know, everything doesn't make it to social media. Everything don't make it to CNN. Everything don't make it national. So we have to keep in mind that we still fighting. We still going on with this war that people want to try to bypass and act like it's non-existent. But we have to keep in mind that this was not long ago. And we have to just pave the way for those people who didn't get an opportunity to make it to the best years of their life. You know, you really don't begin your life until you're on your own. And these 6 individuals whose lives was taken off racist and prejudice, and nothing really has changed from back then. And you know, a lot of us just forget how hard our ancestors had it. And it just really makes me mad when people talk about how we not our ancestors and this and that, but we would never be our ancestors because our ancestors fought for freedom, justice, equality, while we are able to do certain things and have certain privileges, and we lazy. You know, we don't appreciate the privileges that we have. And it's just time that we get our priorities straight. You know, everything isn't always about no partying or clubbing or turning up and getting money, you know, drugs and alcohol. And it's not always about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying don't have fun. You know what I'm saying? Live your life. But everything isn't always about that. If anything, it's always just about, you know, growth and responsibilities, taking care of your family, taking care of yourself, you know, and that's what really is about. And it's just funny because a lot of people ask me, oh, why do you care so much and everything? It's called empathy. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have empathy, then you are a soulless human being. And I don't respect people who don't have empathy, who don't empathize with anybody else. And to me, it's just a lot of people are selfish. They're only looking at their life and this and that. And there's nothing wrong with focusing on you, but also you have to take a step out yourself and really understand, like, I won't be here today if it wasn't for the people yesterday. So that's really what it's about at the end of the day, is making sure that you pay homage to those people that made sure that you have rights and that you have privileges, you have the opportunities to go to any school that you want, vote, eat, drink, use the bathroom. I mean, if you really thought about how hard it was back then, we wouldn't be acting the way we act now. Just reckless and ignorant and all this other stuff. And it's just really unfortunate, you know, and it's just crazy. You know, you think going to church should be like the safest place, you know. You know, the black church has always been like our headquarters, you know. When it came down to the civil rights movement, we all met at church, and They gave the announcements. They gave you know, the blueprint, and just gave the notion to march and this and that. But this unfortunate situation occurred on a Sunday, September 15, 1963. Three Klansmen planted 19 sticks of dynamite outside the basement of the church, and at 10:22 a.m. it exploded, killing four young girls: Addie Mae Collins, Carol Robertson, Cynthia Wesley, and Denise McNair. 22 other victims suffered injuries. They were there preparing for the church Youth Day. A funeral of three of the four victims was attended by more than 8,000 mourners, white and black, but no city officials. Yeah, so basically, when you think about just how bad Birmingham was, they call it Birmingham because it was always a church bombing. Church bombings, house bombings, car bombings. Like, this was like Iraq, you know what I'm saying? Or Afghanistan in America. This was in America, And all because of the fact that they wanted things to stay the same, And they say, like, Birmingham, Alabama was one of the worstest racist states of all time back in them days because they had a horrible, evil police chief by the name of Bull Connor. And these four little girls, man, was killed. One survived, and I forget her name. Y'all can research it and everything like that. But it was one girl who survived, but she was temporarily blind and everything like that. And her sister was killed. And she never recovered, basically. She said that she wanted to become a... Okay, I'm back. I'm sorry. But yeah, she ended up getting PTSD. Um, she never received any type of restitution for the injuries or the incident. So she went through life, just horribly mentally and physically messed up. And it's just unfortunate because it's a lot of stories like this, and the two little boys, their families never received justice. And that's why, like, it really makes me upset when people, you know, don't receive justice after they've been wrong or after they've been hurt. And these three Klansmen who did this heinous crime, um, what I'm saying, majority of them were just able to just go on with their lives. And only one, I think two out of three, ended up going to prison. And one of them, died before he got tried. But yeah, it's just a sad story. And Dr. King was lucky enough to, do the eulogy at the funerals. Like I said, people could say what they want about Dr. King, but Dr. King was like, outside. You know what I'm saying? He was outside and he did what he had to do. And I just don't respect anybody who just, you know, all they do is talk, but they don't do nothing. They don't come to the communities, they don't go to the schools. All they do is talk. And, you know, that's all we do. And I just feel like, we be so quick to forgive too much. And then it's just allow others to just, hurt us and disrespect us and do what they want to do because all we're going to do is forgive. And I'm not saying that you're not supposed to forgive, but I'm saying that out of everybody, all we do is forgive. We forgive too much. And it's just time that we hold people accountable. And if a person isn't sincerely sorry for what they do, then you have every right to hold that grudge. You have every right to not forgive. You don't always have to forgive people. And I tell people that, like, I don't care who has a problem with it. Like, you know, a life is precious. A life, we are irreplaceable. You know what I'm saying? They say that we expendable, but not in society. Once we're born, nobody else has our name. The way that it's spelled or organized, um, our fingerprints, our footprints, DNA, none of that. You know, Nobody can replace us. And trust me, I still haven't forgiven what happened with me in my life, as far as personal things, but that's my right to hold that grudge because a lot of people hasn't been held accountable. A lot of people haven't apologized, and a lot of people don't even care. So I don't care, and I'm damn sure I ain't gonna forgive. But it just makes me cringe on TV when you see black people who serve time in prison for a crime they didn't commit, or rape for a crime they didn't commit, whatever. And they're the first ones to forgive. And I just don't get it. I don't see it. You know, and they say, well, the forgiveness isn't for you, it's for them, or them, it's for you, whatever. And that's like the most dumbest, stupidest um cliche ever. Cause who did you to tell me how to feel? And this story right here, like for anybody who got teenagers, anybody who got grandchildren that's teenagers, like this shit should really piss you off because three grown men took away four little girls, injured 22 others, and some more grown ass men killed two teenage boys for nothing. And that's all we do is is forgive and disrespect each other. But we don't understand like these stories right here is so deep. We need to remember what happens when we don't stick together. And we just sit back and just allow people to hurt us. And these kids, man, there's no telling what they would have been today. These kids supposed to be grandchildren, grandparents, and have grandchildren, but yet they're dead. And the youngest one was 13, and the oldest one was 16 out of this bunch. And everybody saw the Emmett Till story, you know what I'm saying, and or movie, whatever. But There was way more Emmett Tills than anything. And I'm gonna get into that. But yeah, we just have to understand, like, we gotta stop, um, saying forgiving the people that abuse us. And I'm not saying don't forgive and don't love white people. There's white people that done a lot for me. But I'm saying that the ones who, hate us and want us dead and just wish death and mess with us, oppress us, those the ones that, you don't forgive, you stay away from, or you protect yourself from them. Like I said, it's just unfortunate. And thank God that one of the suspects, their family members came forward with the information to get Robert Edward Chambliss um, arrested and Bobby Frank Cherry arrested. Thank God, for those who have a heart, those who have a conscience, and made sure that the case was closed. But the murders of Johnnie Robinson and Virgil Ware, their killers has never been caught. But you know what I'm saying? But God gonna get them back if they haven't got their karma back already. But yeah, I'm gonna end this story right here. But yeah, make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Shout out to everybody who support me. Shout out to my viewers. Shout out to my new subscribers and everything like that. There's going to be more subjects, what I'm saying, even now or after Black History Month. I'm going hard. So y'all take care. God bless. Peace.